Good afternoon, Thursday, daily adventure. Busy day today. Voice is just about holding up as well. And lots of client calls today and high energy as well. And I'm not taking any particular credit for it, but everybody is doing the right thing, thinking the right things, doing the right activity, and getting some great outcomes as well. So it makes my life easier, which is great. One of the questions I do get asked, I don't get thousands of emails. Nobody gets thousands of emails asking, but I was genuinely asked this. One of the mastermind clubs that we run, we have a book of the month. And somebody said, "Well, what was the first book that I read?" And it's like, crikey, I've no idea what the first book was that I read. What I do remember is I spent the early part of my career in engineering. I was an apprentice to start off with, and I ended up I was a production designer. I was basically designing jigs, tools, and gauges and fixtures within the Royal Ordnance Weapons Factory down at Enfield, as it was Royal Small Arms Factory. So that was my first job. I was an engineer, trained engineer, and the books I would read would be all to do with mechanical stress and heat treatments and service treatments and crystal structures and all that sort of exciting stuff that engineers get enthusiastic about. And then I moved from there. They shut the place down. So I moved from there. I got a job in industry. And they were kind enough to recognize me as a gifted talent, is what they call me. But anyway, I showed up. That's what I did. And they put me on a program called the DMS, Diploma in Management Studies, to get me ready to go on for my career in operations and management. And on that course, one of the first books they got us to read was this one. And it was called, there we go, Understanding Organizations by Charles Handy, and it was written in 1976. I did my training in 1988, 87, 88, I think it was, something like that. And this book it was transformational, not because it's a great book. I mean, it is a great book, but it was all about theories and examples and ideas and constructs about motivation and organizations. And it was all not made up, but it wasn't. In engineering, you look for evidence and you can prove it and you can replicate it, and therefore you can design things that work in a certain way. This sort of taught me that actually it's all about ideas and principles and concepts that we can apply and see what happens, but different outcomes might come along. So this was the first, I guess, business book I read. Charles Handy, Understanding Organizations. There's loads. I mean, I've got loads on my shelf over here. And what I found over the years, not a criticism of any particular books, is but they're all the same. They're all the same thing, pretty much. There are differences in sort of flavor and style, but pretty much they're all the same thing, regurgitated and repackaged. But anyway, apart from my books, of course, which are works of genius, and you've got to read them. But anyway, there we go. So update for Thursday. Tomorrow, I am in Luxembourg, heading up in the morning, and then the weekend starts. It's sunny and bright all weekend here. And so I'm sure the blonde one's got something exciting for us to sort out. Anyway, have a great Thursday. Have a lovely evening. See you soon, and bye for now.